Hey, it's KK, Caitlin, Crazy Kate. Um, I've had a YouTube channel for a long time, but I've had a crazy life, especially the past couple of years, and I'm just now getting around to putting stuff back out there and wanting to kind of create my vision and basically do the things I've always wanted and talked about doing my whole life. So I'm just gonna start putting stuff out there. I'm working on a video for a song I just did called Bees in the Trap. I remade Nicki Minaj and 2 Chainz song because I love it. I actually have had that CD in my stereo for years, and I just play it occasionally because I don't really listen to CDs, but every now and then you need a little mixpiration, I like to call it, because I've always loved music and I've always loved singing and writing and grew up making up dances and full out music videos that I performed for my family. And around that time I was obsessed with Destiny's Child, Aaliyah, TLC, JoJo, all of them, and I would just spend hours listening to the CDs on repeat, learning the songs, and then making up dances and full out music videos, like a whole act basically. And I've just always loved doing that. I choreographed hip hop dances when I was a cheerleader for our schools and for fun. And then in college I did step team and stroll for my sorority and stuff. And then I got paralyzed. I started working on music a little bit while I was nannying and dancing and stuff, and then I got paralyzed by a random virus that attacked my spinal cord. And I was paralyzed for 5 months, and I couldn't move from the chest down. And then miraculously I started walking again and taught myself how to walk from the ground up. So I have a lot of problems from that. And then less than a year later I got pregnant and had a baby, and she's a year old now. And I'm just kind of getting back to where I want to be as far as mentally and physically. I'm still getting there physically. I've been stretching and working on dancing more. And when I hear a song or make up a song, I automatically visualize a music video. And by that I mean the plot of the music video, the story, where the different scenes will be filmed, what kind of people and mood, feel, theme I would want for the video, and then choreography. I love dance, and I can choreograph for 1 person or 30 people, and that's something I love to do. My daughter loves to dance already. She's only a year old, and I can't wait to watch her grow and watch her love for music grow like mine did, because that I would be nothing without music. It's how I relax. It's how I release my emotions. I'm a poet. I've written poems since I was about 6 years old. I found some journals with the date that matched to when I was 6 years old, and I was writing pages of poetry, just words that, a lot of them were spelt wrong because I was still learning how to write, and I didn't just pick my nose, I scratched it. But yeah, I just rhyming comes really easy, and vocabulary, I'm kind of a nerd. I like to write a lot of stuff. I'm working on a book about my life, and I like to write comedy, and I like to do stand-up comedy when I have had a few drinks, because I'm a little shy when it comes to telling embarrassing stories about my life. I really just clicked on this to do a freestyle, but now I'm just talking, so I'm going with it. My baby's asleep. Anyway, so I'm going to start doing dance videos and stuff. And I'm going to be working on the choreography for my music video, Bees in the Trap. And I really am reaching out to a lot of people for this not because I feel like I need them, because I'm comfortable with just doing a video with me in it, like choreography, and I know exactly what I want, like the intro, and I know how I want it, period. I'm still working on who's going to film it. I could film it myself and probably try to put it together, but one, I don't have a good camera. I've got a crappy Walmart phone, and two, if somebody's willing to help, which a few people are, but I'm really broke, and I don't like asking people to do stuff for free, because I don't like being asked to do stuff for free. But I have several people in my community that are, I guess, so far supporting me. I just put the song out last night and messaged a bunch of people asking if they'd want to be in the video. Girls, because, it's like kind of a girl anthem, like Bees in the Trap. Yeah, I want us to be like counting money, like obviously choreography. Like I'll do, like it repeats itself on the chorus a couple times. And so I'm going to do like choreograph a part, and I do it, and then it repeats, and then it'll flash to all of us doing it, or it'll be like 3 other girls, or or the girls that can't come into town, because some girls said they wanted to be in the video but they live out of town, and I said, well, I'll send you the song and you can just record yourself like vibing to it, or like make up a dance to it and record yourself, or like sitting there counting money, or doing whatever trap things. I don't want to list any other things because gotta stay legal, not illegal. But anyway, and so I'm gonna like kind of find a way to like edit it all in there, and I want footage of like the streets and kind of leading up to my place, which is on the north side, which is, if you're not from Jonesboro, it's kind of the bad side of town, and that's where I live now because I'm in public housing, and it's just me and my baby. And basically I've had a crazy life, and that led me to having to do this now, but I'm grateful for it. I have a very nice place. I'm taken care of. My baby's taken care of. I feel safe, but I'm still on the north side. But yeah, at the beginning of the video, it's going to be like footage around the streets, and then slowly it'll like come into me on my front porch, and I'm going to be like sitting there on my little crate that I have out there that I go sit on at night, and I smoke, and I get on my phone, and when a thought comes to my head, I will type it in my notes. And lately I've been recording my voice, like on my voice memo thing. I've been recording my voice and like freestyles and stuff so that I can save it for later, because I have ADD really bad, and I have memory loss really, really, really bad. My psychiatrist one time said that he said that a lot of times when tragic events happen, like your mind kind of blocks out that part of your life to kind of like suppress those negative memories. And then a lot of times with people, like from that point in your life back, like, you have very foggy memory because your brain has worked so hard to suppress all those memories. And so my mom died when I was 16, and and plus I have ADD really bad, obviously. My mom died when I was 16, and it was really, like, traumatic. She thought she had a lump in her breast, and she went and got it checked out at the hospital where she worked at, and she, like, ran shit there, like, was in charge of medical records, like, helped created the program called Meditech, which is like when doctors' charting went from the computer to, from like, paper charting to computer system. So she helped create that program. And anyway, so she went to the doctor basically several times. I don't know a lot of details of this because I was only 15. My parents kind of sheltered us, especially my mom, because they didn't want us to worry. Like, and my mom was the kind of woman, like, if she was going through something, she was going to get through it, and, like, it was okay. She was the head of the household, she wore the pants, whatnot. And anyway, so the doctor told her that the lump in her breast was not cancer because cancer doesn't hurt, and her lump was, like, hurting really bad. And so she, was like, okay. And then months went by, and it was hurting and hurting and got bigger and bigger. And she went back, and I think she might have went to a new doctor at that point, and they told her that she did have cancer, and by that time it had spread to her lymph nodes. And I don't know if you know what lymph nodes are, but you have them, like, kind of all over your body, and it's kind of like your immune system. Has something to do with it. I don't know. I cheated in biology in college, so. But anyways, I'm tired. What's that saying? Where the door at them? Where the gold at them? We'll save that money. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so by that time I had spread to her lymph nodes, and lymph nodes connect to, like, every major, or, like, you have lymph nodes that connect to your brain, your everything. I don't know. Look it up. So at that point they started doing chemo and radiation. Then she got her breast removed, and they're like, oh, it's gone, cancer's gone. This is about, like, 5 or 6 months into the whole process, of at the point that they actually told her, yeah, you have cancer. So I was a sophomore in college, in high school, and I never thought that she was gonna die. Like, that never crossed my mind. Like, my mom was the strongest person I know, like, very hardworking, very smart, and she was a boss-ass bitch. Like, you did not want to mess with her. But anyways, so, we're like, yay, cancer's gone. And then all of a sudden, like, a little while later, she started acting really funny, and they figured out that the cancer had spread to her brain. And so, kind of from then on, I didn't really understand what was going on. Like I said, my parents kind of didn't want to scare us, I guess, and my mom was trying to stay positive. And at that point, my mom wasn't all there. Like, I remember just, like, walking in, and she just would say something so random and so, that's not her. She'd say something weird like, isn't your favorite color, purple? Or, you remember when we went to Canada? Just random stuff like that. But then sometimes she would be herself. And so, there was a point where she got put in the hospice house, and at that point, I wasn't sure what that meant. I was actually out of town with my friend. We were in Kentucky, and they said, your mom's in the hospice house. And I thought that was like a place you go to get better, like a rehab place. And so I stayed, and I stayed where I was in Kentucky. And I was actually at my aunt's house. And, I was like, if it's bad, they would have me come home. Well, we did come home, and when I got home, there was like a big party that was supposed to be going on, and I was 16. Like, I had a new boyfriend. We were first time doing everything together. Like, he had a lot of money. Like, he took me out. I didn't come from money. He had a nice car. We went and did things. We were little horn dogs. And I didn't think it was cool to listen to my mom. I was a cheerleader. I wanted to party. I was drinking a lot. But actually at that point I wasn't, because my parents were pretty strict. But anyways, so I wanted to go to this party. And my dad was like, yeah. He was like, well, I'm sure your mom would like to spend some time with you. But yeah, go ahead. And I'm like, teenager, I'm like, okay. And so I go. And then it was like a couple days later, we had pictures for cheerleading. And I was, it was the pictures for the football program. And that football program gets passed out at the football games for everybody to see. And then everybody at school sees it. And the cheerleaders go around to all these businesses that give money for the ads for the football program book thing. We go take pictures at those businesses, and it's a big deal to be in the pictures, and it's kind of required on cheerleading. And so I went, and I remember asking, I'm like, is it okay, like, can I go? Because at that point we kind of knew, like, all my family was there in town. Like, we had been spending all of our time up at the hospice house. I would just lay in the bed with my mom and hold her hand and talk to her, even though I knew that, I don't know if she can hear me or not. But they were like, yeah, just go, don't miss it. And so we go, and I'm taking pictures, like crying in between and stuff. And then me and my friends were in the car, and I remember we were like going to another location, and I remember my phone ringing, and it was my dad, and he was like, he couldn't really talk at first. He was like, you need to come back. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, why? And I don't think he answered me. I don't remember. So my friends had to drop me off at the hospice house. And basically I was too late. Like everybody was there in the room with my mom, and like I just walked in, and I was so confused. I'm like, anyways. Basically I learned that don't take anybody for granted. If you have the option, always spend time with family instead of a boyfriend, because that's temporary. Obviously, I'm not with him. I thought I would marry him, but no. And all that time I could have been spending with my mom. I was with him. I was partying with my friends, riding around town with my friends. So, and always say what you need to say, because like I said, I remember laying in the bed with my mom and just talking to her. I don't know if she heard me or not, 'cause she was kind of in like a coma state by that point. So I don't know what she heard, you know. I just kind of told her, like, you know, I don't really remember, but just said I loved her. And, like, all the things that I was sorry for. I just almost tried to push my glasses up, and I don't even have them on. Where are you at? Okay. Just be quiet when you come in. Anyway, so just always, you know, cherish what you have. I don't even know what I was talking about. But basically, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to start making more videos, and I'm going to do different segments like Ask KK. You know, you send in your questions that you want to know, or, you know, I've been through a lot of shit, like, more than what I just told you. Way more. I've done some bad stuff. I've done some crazy stuff. I've done some funny stuff. So, anything you want to ask, I'm here to help. Learn from each other.